2, 1. Welcome aboard, fellow wizards. Much love. Trav here, enjoying another day on Earth, spinning and throttling through the universe. Welcome in. I hope you're doing awesome. Whether you're a noob or you're a pro, coming or going, I hope you're doing amazing, and I can contribute to that amazement just a little uh, by inviting you to come along with me today as we play some games. As we know, games make us smarter, and doing it together, we'll get smarter together, and we'll have fun together. And we're going to play once again with the Dredge together. So if you don't know how this deck works, I encourage you to check out the deck tech updates. I have thrown in Black Cleave Cliffs over polluted deltas to improve our mana base. I'm trying out a Dakmor Salvage, and I'm trying out a Dark Blast over Ray of Revelation, so those should be some fun changes. Let's go ahead and just jump into a match and play here with Dredge, and we're gonna do a constructed tournaments. We're gonna do a vote here with Dredge. We're gonna do a vote here coming up soon on today. What deck to play next? So stay tuned for this. Hi, good luck. Good luck. So the reason I need to fix my stops is I'm starting to have a thing where Magic Online is glitching up and I'm having to reinstall, which is pretty annoying. Technical aspect. Haven't had that issue with Hearthstone. Yo, shout out to the kitty down here. We've got Mind Control. Mind Control Cat. I have that because if you haven't seen the new Harmless Offering, that's the art from it. But my feeling is that art, Travis versus Travis. My feeling is that, do we want to get a basic, we get a basic mountain or we could get a black cleave? I'm going to get the black cleave. Or we get a stomping ground too. I'm going to get a blood crypt because we might want to play that bloodcast on turn 2. Actually, there's a good chance of that. Yeah, cats can mind control humans if you didn't know this. And cats also. They have like ooh, that's cool. Fungal spores in their brains that infect our brains with cat love. It's obvious. Everyone's like, oh my god, best art ever. Why? Because you're mind controlled by a cat? Do we want to dredge a deck more salvage or go for the top of our deck? Well, if we dredge 2, that would be pretty good. But if we go for the top of our deck, I think our top deck potential is a little bit higher because we could potentially find obstacles. We could potentially find. This is a really tough. This is a really tough one. Salvage. The thing is, we just don't really want the salvage, so it's kind of a brick to our hand. And it's only dredge 2, which isn't really a whole lot better. I'm gonna gamble, and we hit Faithless Looting, so we got lucky. We got lucky. On this dredge, I am gonna loot the salvage. The reason being this one, because there was a chance of kind of nutting out. I'm gonna ditch the Bloodghast, and I'm gonna ditch the Stinkweed Imp, and we are gonna get our 3 amalgams back. So this turn worked out pretty well. Which land to actually play? I'm not sure. I guess the Verdant. No, I'm gonna play the Black Cleave Cliffs. I don't know if that was right. That's a really minor thing. Okay, your turn. On a scale from 1 to funny, I'm not very funny today, am I? Is that a problem? Rank out of 10, what you've seen so far. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe. If you're old here, give it a thumbs up. And did you know that actually thumbs downs help? So my new thing is, ooh, that's interesting. When we discard cards, so we need to be aware, whenever an opponent that, oh, that's okay because we can discard lands. We can discard lands. I'm gonna loot, and we're gonna discard lands. Dredge a Grave Troll, Dredge a Grave Troll, discard lands, so that the opponent has mana, but we don't care about the mana. And we're gonna attack for a bunch. So I think what we need to be concerned about here is Ancient Grudge, or is rather Ensnaring Bridge. We're gonna need to bring in ways to remove that, which is Ancient Grudge. Yeah, okay, things that happened. First of all, I'm back. I never missed a day, even if I feel sick, which I did yesterday. I'm not 100% sure what happened, but I feel that sickness is a lot of the time a, oops, we can go full screen. Sickness a lot of the time, I'm gonna bring in the grudges because I've got a feeling. A lot of the time sickness is an indication that you should make changes, lifestyle changes. So I made some changes. So basically I think that being sick is like pretty okay. I'm gonna pitch the rats and I'm gonna pitch maybe a couple trolls. My feeling is the opponent has a lot of discard for us, so we probably don't need as much discard to get started. I could be wrong on that. Other things that happened. So I basically came up on 1,200 bucks today, and my question for you is, if you had an extra 1,200, you just came up on 1,200, what would you do with it? In my case, I thought that my landlady had not cashed my rent checks, but she had like a month ago. So I just had more, basically more, 1,200 more than I thought, and it's just sitting in my account. For some of you guys, that's a lot of money. For some of you, it's like, ha, that's nothing. And if you're one of those people, congratulations on being a dick. But for those of you who are like, 1,200, you could not necessarily book a trip, but you could book a flight around the world for that. Which I could. I could go back to. I mean, that's the kind of money for me where I discover I have. It's like, well, hell, I could go back to England, right? Especially with Brexit, with the money down. Some people are unhappy about that. I mean, the economy seems to be doing fine, but I have a bet with a friend, or not really a bet, but like, yo, bro, the cheap if it hits, I told my friend that if it hits, interesting. If it hits, I'm thinking about not doing this, cause what is 2 damage? We can always crack end of turn. Um, if it hits 1 to 1, dollar to pound, I'm going. And by the way, I haven't really talked about this. I've been there expected. I've been talking about Brexit. I've been We have 2 grudges, so we better find it. I've been talking about Brexit. I haven't mentioned that in my other videos, that I spent 2 seasons in England, and I'm kind of aware of the Schengen, how the Schengen is different, the travel zones and the money. And the funny thing is, I actually went through the NHS, the National Health Service, and it was shocking to me that I called the doctor, got scheduled with the doctor, that day and saw the doctor and I paid nothing. So I can really imagine how like okay, there is Ancient Grudge. I could really imagine how people would wanna, you know, go vacation and get their hip surgery for free. I hear about that for uh when my father was having his hip replacement. There was the discussion of like going to Spain to get a hip holiday. I know people do that because it's a thing. Lily Honor, sure. Don't much care about that one. Each player discards a card. So I would like to grudge that. It would make sense to grudge that thing. Nice, and we found a Bloodghast also. Ancient Grudge that. I like just ignoring Liliana, probably. Why do we care? Sure, bring back Bloodghast. And then some amalgams. You know, what's interesting here is that we still have two Gravecrawlers in our deck. So we didn't have the mana to, I guess I'm going to Faithless Looting here, but I want to be careful to not deck, so I think I'm just going to pick up a Life from the Loam. I just wanted to see our Iana Stinkweed Imp and discard and ship the turn. And if the opponent can't make something big happen, we're going to kill them on this next turn. And even if they have another bridge, we can probably remove it, so. Um, anyways, I don't mean to get all political, but that just came to my mind that, hey, extra 1200, devaluation of the pound. Let's go. Let's go surf in Nuki. Alright. Gravecrawler. Yes. Do we have a kill? I believe so. 6, 10, yeah. Easy. 4 Vengevines. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, I'm writing for a British company, so the fact that the pound has devalued somewhat makes me more expensive. So, on the other hand, it hurts me in that way. Attack Mr. Tay 9. This is probably the easiest matchup. Discard is pretty easy. And the cool thing about this deck is the sideboard. So a lot of decks, you sideboard in a couple cards and you'll be lucky to see them. With Dredge, if the card has flashback, if the game goes long, you're guaranteed to see it, pretty much. So this deck actually sideboards well, which is a Dredge deck that wins game ones and sideboards well. Pretty sick. So I recommend this deck. Make sure to go check out the link to the free workshop below and the ebook and the free group and get started building competitive decks. Any questions, comments, leave me a inquiry below. Again, shit posters welcome. Give it a thumbs up if you love this video. Give it a thumbs up if you want to punch me in the face. And I'll see you in the comments. Peace.